Hey, folks. I'm here, I think. Got my wristband. Okay. Yeah, I'm live. I just had to be sure. So I came on a little early or a little late, depending upon how you look at it. Anyway, welcome to those coming in. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm not too much paying attention, so hang on a minute. What do we have here? So I had something happen. So I've said hello to those in chat already. Welcome to those who are coming in. Yes, Nikki's very tired. Welcome to Restore Belief with Nikki. Hey, very tired, Nikki. So I don't know how long I'm going to do this. I don't know if it's going to be an hour or 2 hours. But yeah, I had somebody tell me, you sound really tired. Hey, Christine. Hey, Debster. So, okay. I had something happen I had a couple things happen this weekend. One, I went to, oh God, where's my, hang on a second. I gotta grab the book. Grab the frickin' book. What the bloody frick is it called? I went to, yeah, that's, okay, somebody is smoking, and it's coming through certain walls, and that scent is really freaking strong. They need to stop it. Bloody freaking hell. Well, it might relax me more. So I went to Concrete, Washington on Saturday. It's called the East Skagit County Disaster Fair. And it was pretty important to me because I used to be a co-coordinator for my local, when I lived in a very specific area of Seattle. I was a co-coordinator for my block, and sorry. And so I did that for, I don't know, a couple of years, I think. And oddly enough, funny enough, on my birthday of February 28th in 2001, we had a 6.8 earthquake. It was either 2001 or 2002. And so, hey, Tim, Hollow, Debster, Chris, Black Dragon, and anybody else who's coming or who's lurking. Hey, Simon, Guardian the Jackpot. Sweet, there's an after party. Well, sort of. Yeah, this chat is open. And if Guardian Jackpot is who I think you are, behave. If you're not, I do owe you an apology. Anyway, hi, yes. Hey, Amy, the lurking cat. Yeah, that's fine, sweetie. Okay, so now we have 11. Anyway, so back in the 90s, I was co-coordinator for my block. Something like 32 or 33 houses on the block. And worked with, had emergency management, Seattle emergency management come in and deal with the neighborhood. And we tried to get all the residents in 32, 33 houses to come together. Hello to the 13 that are in now. See if I've missed anybody. No, I don't think I have. No, I need to put it on. I always do this. Hey, Sarah, welcome. I do not believe you have been here before. Welcome to my chat. I'm Nikki Jacobs, Restore Belief with Nikki. I am a psychic medium who is off the clock right now, and an ET abductee since the age of 2 or 3 years old. So that's kind of sums me up right there. Oh dear. So anyway, so I had not done any updated emergency management stuff in quite some time. And since East Skagit County was going to be at Concrete, Washington, doing part of a fair with them, I wanted to go up and talk with them. And that's like 2 hours away, an hour and 40 minutes away, 2 hours away, depending upon traffic, from where I live. And so I did that Saturday and met with a really wonderful lady. Oh my God. I cannot think of her name. I can picture her, just can't think of her name. I'm not going to say her last name, but her first name was Liz. And she's with a specific agency with dealing with earthquakes. And although if you do see my site, hello, Liz. I very much enjoyed chatting with you. I'm sorry, I'm really out of it right now. A lot of wonderful information and a lot of information I highly recommend people check out, but I don't know if I'm going to get a chance tonight to put all that info in the into the thing. Mitchell. Oh, see, I don't have my glasses on. Hello, hang on a minute. We'll put the glasses on. Welcome, Mitchell. Is it Mitchell or Michelle? No, Mitchell. I've filmed strange things in the sky. My phone went haywire. I had to reset my phone. The data is lost. Any thoughts? Oh. Yeah, there's a bunch of thoughts I got on that one, but hit me up privately. I might be able to put you in contact with a couple of different, 3, maybe possibly 4 different individuals. Yeah, Derek says, Mitchell, go see a tech specialist. There's a few people that I know that are, oh God, I am tired. That's all they do is they go out after work. Hey, race fan. Hey, sweetie. Come on in, grab a seat, grab some popcorn. It's going to be an interesting night, to say the least. Yeah, race fan is here. Anyway, so what I'm very inarticulately saying right now is, and I want to get back to what I learned, well, some of what I learned from Liz, but anyway, my email is at the bottom of the description box. Go in it, grab and I don't think it's a link. But type it in. It's a Gmail account. And send me, a private message, and I'll send you some folks, names of folks that might be able to help you. Because, and I'm not talking about retrieving your data, but I'm talking about being able to make the determination if it really was UFO versus, because you got to use the critical thinking skills here. If it's UFO versus some unusual anomaly versus government ship versus ET ship versus freaking satellite. That's always fun. Anyway, So they might be able to know more about that. Anyhow, so the Amish popcorn, yeah. So anyway, I learned quite a bit from Miss Liz about earthquakes and ground and lava tubes and all sorts of stuff. And it was really, I would love to have her come on my channel and talk. That was really fascinating. It was just a thought, just a passing thought right now. So folks that are into the woo, calm down when you hear that. She was a plethora of knowledge. Anyway, that's it. I'm moving on. And I still haven't figured out. Of course, there's been a lot that's gone on, but there was something that I had talked to her about Tonga in the early 80s, and I still haven't found the stuff yet, mostly because I've had too much going on after I got home. Excuse me. Welcome. We're at 14 now. Sorry, folks. Okay. Guardian Jackpot. I always have black Gorilla Tape over my camera. Yeah, 1 second. I use 3M. It's over my camera on my laptop, and it's on my phone. Stuff works great. If you use this stuff, you're looking at 4 freaking layers. If you use this stuff, you're looking at 1 layer, 1 piece. This roll has lasted me 6 years, 7 years. It only gets used for the phone or the laptop or the computer or the camera on the computer. Anyway, so just an FYI, yes, I highly recommend doing that. I'm glad you had brought that up, although I can't remember your name right now. Let's see. All right. So, Hollow. Oh, we've got 15 in here now. Hello. Hollow. This one is directed towards you, my dear. This is why I wanted you to listen, or hoped you would. I don't know if you're still in here. So today, all right, for those that don't know, I am an ET abductee and have been since the age of 2 or 3 years old. 2, 3 years old. And I was having a session. I'm not going to say what kind of session. And, oh, that's good to know, Amy. Thank you for that info. And I ended up getting triggered by something that somebody had said. And basically, it called up childhood memories that I honestly had not remembered before. And part of that was because it was an ET abduction. So I'm going to do a little bit of talking about it. I may say the whole thing, I may not. We'll see. And I may cry because this caused a major reaction in me. It's my first memory of being abducted out of a vehicle that my mother was driving. It is the first memory. Okay, we hit emotion. It's the first memory that I've had where I've had from childhood where I've had, or teenagers, where I've had somebody with me when I've been abducted. I always suspected that my mom was an abductee but I didn't have verification of it. To me, this is verification of it, and it hit me hard. Really effing hard. Yeah, crap. I was hoping to have a whole new roll of TP sitting here because, hello, between the sneezing and the allergies. Okay. Anyway, so I can honestly say my mother is an ET abductee. I was kind of hoping I would never have to make that statement. And it's a hell of a shock. So, anyhow, so that is what has taken place is, and these weren't just flashbacks. This was a hardcore memory of us being lifted up, being frozen in this spot. We were in a vehicle, literally in the process of going over a mountain and going up a mountain in a specific vehicle, and I was in the front seat, but I woke up in the back seat hours later. It was like early morning, whereas when we were driving, it was early to mid-afternoon. And I did not get up. I had always had a memory of getting up and walking back. I know I had done that at least once. It didn't happen very often. And I think the ETs, what they did is I think they took that one memory and they used it as a fucking screen memory. Excuse the language. And they used it as a fucking screen memory on me. Just like they did with the ghost when I was 7 years old. I was somewhere between the age of 5 and 7 when this happened. I'm talking about it because I want other... There goes the stomach. I'm talking about it because I want other ET abductees to know it's okay to remember, no matter how painful. Now, this is basically an innocuous one because I don't have memories yet of the actual what was done on board. I don't have... I that hasn't hit me yet. I haven't broke through those memories yet. But somebody was talking this afternoon, and it just hit my head really hard. It was a huge flashback, and then I had memories starting to flood in, and I was like, whoa. It caught me so off guard. But one of the things that I talked about is in the last number of years was that I want to be remembering more. And I know that it has to come in pieces because if it hits me all at once, I will not be okay with it. So, for those who are abductees, you need to know that if you really want your memories back, good, bad, or indifferent, you need to be specific. You need to put it out there as doing it in a specific way to where you can handle it internally, where you can handle it psychologically, and you can handle it emotionally. So, and the interesting thing is that, the interesting thing is that I know that I am supposed to be talking with these individuals. I can feel it. It's part of my process. And it is a process. And you need to know that. If you're a newbie or if you've been dealing with your memories your entire freaking life. Whatever level you're at, it's okay to remember. It may be difficult, but you need the support people around you. You need to know that you can have support people. There's a couple of really good groups I would highly recommend. I'm not going to talk about that publicly. If you want to know more information, hit me up privately. Email me, restorebelief2020@gmail.com, and I will respond to you. Now, granted, I check my email twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, but usually rarely more than 3. So once a week is mandatory, and 3 times is a little on the rare side, but twice is usually about average. So, let me know if you want people to be in contact with. And there are plenty of people that you can contact. They are in file folders on my YouTube page here. You need to know that, one, you're not alone if you're a newbie to this. I mean, like, really first starting to remember, you're not alone. Don't ever believe you are alone. You are not. And somebody recently told me that today, so I thank her tremendously for saying it to me. And she was right. You're not alone. And logically, I know that, but it's a different ballgame when you're dealing with it and starting to remember all of it all over again. And these are not my first memories of this, but this is not my first rodeo, folks, as you very well know. So, and it's important, like with the tears, it's important to let your emotions come out. Just don't live in your emotions. That's the key to getting through this. Don't stay stuck in your emotions. If you do, thank you, Tim. And thank you, everybody else who's been commenting. I appreciate it immensely. It means a lot. You need to know you've got support, and you need to know that it's okay to remember, but don't live in the pain and the anguish, because if you do, you do yourself a disjustice and a disservice to yourself and to your soul and to your own brain, because if you do that kind of stuff and you stay stuck and you stay angry and you get into anger and stay in anger, or you get into the grief mode and you stay in grief mode, you can actually harm yourself by doing that. And what I mean by harm yourself, I'm not talking physically. I'm talking about emotionally and psychologically. Don't stay stuck. Go through the process. Deal with professionals. Find professionals that deal with this subject, because let me tell you, it's not an easy subject to deal with. And most don't know how. Most professionals don't believe that they'll classify you as a nut, or that you've got something really, really wrong and all this other stuff. And this kind of stuff creates PTSD, or whatever the new term is now. They recently made a change to that. Anyway, that's the reason why I'm talking. You need to know it's okay to remember. That's a great question, Simon. Simon just asked, sorry if questions aren't done here. And they are done here. Thank you for coming into my chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming into my channel. I truly appreciate it. Yeah. You can ask all kinds of questions, Grant, and I'll tell you flat out if I'm going to answer them, or if I can answer them, or if I can't. So that's a fantastic question. So Simon is saying, do you have any insights to why your mother and you were selected? Thanks. I have no idea. I mean, I can, on one hand, I say I have no idea. On another hand, um, based on what I know, because I'm 55. So I've been going through this for 53 years. 52, 53, whatever. Based on what I understand, there's a bloodline, there's a genetic thing with my mom and I, or with me specifically, that I know. I'm assuming it goes to her. Now, I've always, no, I'm not ready to, I was going to say I always suspected something, and it had nothing to do with my mom. It had to do with a few other people. But I'm not ready to go that route yet. And they're people that are dead. So, but that doesn't matter. I'm just not ready to go there. So, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it very, very much. And Derek, I think you were the other one. I missed. I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to forget what I was trying to say. Is it Derek or was it Black Dragon? One of the two of you were giving support, and I wanted to say thank you, because it means a lot to me. And that's the thing in this community, in this ufology community and ET abductee community. We have to have the support, and we've got to support each other in a positive, constructive way, and quit tearing each other down. Because when we tear each other down, you incinerate, you disintegrate, whatever the term you want to use. You cause damage. That's not okay. And we need to be supportive to each other, because this is a lot to take in, a lot to deal with. And it's important that we all come together. And the other side to that is the more we come together, the stronger our community will be, and the stronger we are against government asshats and those who become extremely derogatory and belittle. And you're stronger when you're together. You take a stand when you're together. It's easier. Yeah, Christine, government asshats, good word. Yeah, asshats. I mean, that's just how I think of them. And I described it before. Thank you, Black Dragon. I appreciate it. Nikki, you always have my support. Semper Fi. Hoo-ha. I still can't do it. I can't get to the deepest part of my diaphragm to do that tone. God, I used to be able to do it good. My military friend had taught me really well, and now I can't seem to do it at all. So I apologize for that. But thank you, Black Dragon. That means a lot. Yeah, Tim, we are strong when we stand together. That damn straight. I mean, it's a really big deal. So, I mean, government's not going to allow, that's very clear. Government is not going to allow abductees to come forward and give testimony, although they truly should. They don't want certain things known. They're allowing certain things out, mostly because everybody's ripping certain individuals a new asshole, which is to be expected. Critical eye, critical view, critical thinking. But yeah, and they're vilifying different individuals. So, Anyway, sorry, I was reading chat. So thank you for the support. And seriously, use your critical thinking skills. Go back over your memories. Do you have lost memories? Do you have missing time? There were things that I had happen in my childhood that, bits and pieces, so many bits and pieces that were scattered is not the word. Somebody just said scattered. Yeah, I'm scattered right now. So many aspects of my childhood, so many pieces of my childhood were just really well timed. And I don't quite understand why they did it that way, but they did. So, anyway, Debster, yes, gaslighting happens on the biggest channels and blocking to silence you. Yes, they do that. I was hit with a do weapon 2 weeks ago. Happened during a live broadcast, and most of you that are in the channel right now, I would say 95-98% of you were here when it occurred. Super high frequency. You saw me. Yeah, a direct energy weapon was used on me. So, yeah. Tim says they did that to my phone today. Yes, they did. So there are things that occur and that happen, and I'm going to continue talking, and I say F them. You're not going to stop me from talking. Even if you get me off of the internet, I'm going to continue talking. I'm going to frickin' write books. I'm going to write pamphlets, booklets, whatever I have to do, it will get out there. And I will make sure the information gets out there. You are not stopping me. You are not going to make me sick. You're not nothing. I'm going to continue talking. And it's because they can't access different actual parts of my brain for the information that they want. I get that. So, and it's because I've talked about that freaking book. So that's a whole nother subject I'm not ready to get into tonight. But anyway, Debster, what happened? Did it derail your thought process, Nikki? I heard it and then instantly felt it. I heard it first and then it physically affected me. And it was well above my protection levels. So yeah, it was, and then afterwards my skin was burning. It was like it was on fire. I've had people tell me that's like radiation poisoning. It started actually with metal in my mouth, and it felt like metal was coming out of my skin. That was before the skin started burning. Then it felt like I had metal toxicity again, and I have had metal toxicity in the 1990s. That's well documented. Very well documented, in fact. And then my skin, literally from head to toe, started feeling like it was burning on fire. It was inflamed, and it was bad. And then I've had other internal issues. And then I had very severe problems with my eyes, all within a 2-week time period. And all of it has been dealt with and is continuing to be dealt with. And I'm not sick. You're not going to fucking cause cancer in me. You're not going to cause me to become ill and die. I have put things into practice. I have talked to certain individuals, and they will have consequences. Not those individuals, but those that did this. Those that did the command to have this done. Those that fired the weapon. Every person down the line will have consequences. And it's not a threat from me. You did it to yourselves. Because of the action you took, you will have done this to yourself. So, you have direct consequences. And it sure as hell isn't coming from me, because you know what? You're a worthless piece of shit and are not worth my time. You're just not worth the human existence in my book. So why would I try to use my own energy to directly hurt you? You're literally not worth it. You're worse than shit on shit on shit. So, and I already know who's going to be dealing with you. And it's not anybody evil. You know? And it's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Sure as hell isn't something that I could do anything about. But I let people in the know what you've been doing. And who you've been doing it to. And how many you've been doing it to. You've been doing this for a long effing time. I'm not alone in this. And because of that, your physical body has consequences, but so does your soul. And your soul will have very dire consequences, not only in this body, but in your future bodies, in your future lifetimes. You've done that to yourself. I don't have to play the vengeance card. I've been there, done that 3 lifetimes ago. Thank you very fucking much. I had my consequences from doing that. It's not going to happen this lifetime. Because my next number of lifetimes, I want to learn and grow and be happy and well and healthy. And that means my soul. And that means physically in those lifetimes. That means healing this lifetime, which means letting all the shit that you've done to me go to a certain level, to let it go and not do my own vengeance. You're not worth it. There are people on this planet who are worth it, who are worth fighting for, who are worth dealing with. You, no. No. So I can be angry, I can be, well, but what's the point? That just builds up consequences in my own body. Why hold on to that? No. It's a dear friend of mine used to say, or still does actually, water off a duck's back. You know what? This is a shedding of you. A shedding of slime. A shedding of mold. You're not worth it. That said, we're moving on. And I'm going to go in and continue to read chat. Okay, so those who are, so the Debster, that is an answer to your question. Very lengthy answer, but an answer to your question. Simon, okay, that's a great question. Let's see if I can find it again. Simon the Likeable at SM. What secret is so big that people are killed and treated this way? Excellent question. It's the fact that they want everything hidden and they want the control. Excuse me. It's about greed. It's about control. Really, in the grand scheme of things, control comes first and then greed comes second. That's what it boils down to. Control the narrative, keep everything hidden. And see, the thing is that I know about their book. Simon, go back and listen to my show, and I literally label it as the book. Go back in and listen. You'll find it very interesting. Okay. Dear, I need my water. So, my Propel. Anyway. Black Dragon. Tim, we are all being watched. They can access our data on any device. Look up interviews with Snowden. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. My loved one who was military, yes, they can. The things I learned. Wow. It's a mind bender, eye opener, mind bender, whatever you want to call it. It'll knock you senseless what they can do. Okay, let's go Tim. Yeah. Debster, God gave directed at Tim. God gave us our gut instincts for a reason. Use it and trust it. Yep, damn straight. Tim at Black Dragon. True, there's a doc on Netflix that spells it all out. Don't remember the name. Yeah, let's see. Amy, imagine if the punishment is 3 lifetimes in North Korea. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, that would be interesting now, wouldn't it? Okay, I just missed a bunch of stuff. How did I do that? Okay, there it is. And that's a very good point, Tim. He says, yes, Deb, correct, but sometimes my heart or head gets in the way of my instincts. That's very true. And in order for that to be reversed, in order for that not to happen, that requires meditation. Deal with some meditation. And if you're finding that you're getting stressed out, start doing some meditation techniques or some deep breathing techniques and clearing of your mind. Literally, the more you quiet your mind, the better off you will be, in the sense of listening. Because the quiet your mind is, the more your body and instinctual listening aspects of you and your soul and your spirit, it all comes into play. And you will start hearing and picking things up a lot faster and a lot better. So that's a good point. Debster, thank you, Nikki. Yeah, you're very welcome, hon. Okay. Okay, so I'm scrolling back down. Guardian Jackpot at Mitchell Darling. There's a saying that, quote, the truth can be wielded like a shield, end quote. To be obsessed with truth and be like proof is to be the sword. Yeah, I tend to agree with some of that. Honey, I think all of us would feel that way. Mitchell Darling says, I have too much knowledge. If I was dumb, I would probably be happy. I think a lot of folks are becoming like that. It makes life really interesting being around some people. You got to use your critical thinking skills, folks, and not be an airhead. Anyhow, Tim, deep breathing now. Good, Tim. Do your deep breathing, hun. It's important. It really, really is. Debster, Shakespeare spoke of the quiet mind. Kind of forgot about that. I used to read a lot of Shakespeare back in the day. Amy, Zen? I don't think so. Yeah, it depends on what you can do to help calm the mind, because a lot of folks have a very loud, active mind. And you have to learn to subdue some of that in order to obtain where you want to be. Black Dragon, Amy, I use Zen to help draw cosmic energy and connect it to the earth. That's a really good way, too. That's something that I do, is if I've got excess energy or... Now, you can eliminate negativity through your soul cord. Through your chakra system. From your tip of your head out the soles of your feet and straight into earth. You can also obtain clear, fresh, healing, loving energy from earth as well. Heck, that can even be pulled out of space. If you know what the hell you're doing, there's a whole different wide range you can do. You can pull it from, hell, you can even pull it from electricity. You can pull it from elementals. And what I mean by elementals, I mean rain coming down. You can pull it from water. putting your hands in running water, feet in the ocean, running a running brook, a small running brook, put your feet in. You can literally run your negative energy right out the feet, and it's flowing water, so it's going to flow away from you. Fresh water flows in, bring that energy. It's living water. You want living water to do that. The water that's coming out of your taps is not living water anymore. They've added too much crap to it, so it's not necessarily living water anymore. So, but there are ways to create living water. Do your research into that one. Amy, nobody got that it was from a song reference. No, I definitely did not, sweetie. Black Dragon, exactly, Nikki. Sarah Yan in a VR Oculus system. I'm not repeating that one, Amy, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Black Dragon, cosmic energy helps the earth heal itself. Yes, actually it does. There's a lot of things. Christine, Nikki, did you say a fountain? No, you can do it through a fountain. That's running water. The difference is I would not pull energy from a fountain because that is circulating water. But you can definitely release energy into that water. But then how many other people are doing that? So think about that. You can also run your energy from shower water as you soap up and have water coming down over you. You can literally put that energy through the soap bubbles and literally wash it away. Wash it right off of you. May sound trippy and woo-woo, but it works. But then if you're going to do that, I would be pulling energy from Earth, or I'd be pulling energy from sky, or from universe, or from other planets for that matter. Just don't pull energy from the moon. It's like a dead planet. Let's just put it that way, in my opinion. Anyway. You want things that are alive and living to pull energy from if you're going to do that. Hey, I pulled energy. That's the other thing I was going to talk about. I had a situation where I was asked on Saturday to take a look at something. Yeah, you're welcome, Christine. I was asked to... No, don't pull energy from the moon. Oh my God, no, no. Been there, done that. No, bad. No. Other planets, not the moon. Okay, so I had a situation on Saturday where I was asked to take a look at something. And I went, and I was so exhausted by the end of the day. I mean, like, exhausted, in extreme pain. I was severely dehydrated. A lot was going on. And I knew that I could not do this without help. And I literally walked over to a tree because it's living energy. And there's 2 trees that I was walking towards, and I'm not, 5 feet. 6 feet. No, I was 5 feet. I was about 5 feet from the 2 trees. I was coming closer to this one. get about 5 feet from it, and I get told, not us, not us, not us. And then I'm told, that one. Go to that one. Old tree, old tree, old tree is what I kept getting told. And which is interesting because I don't always hear tree energy. It just kind of depends on my own frequency and my own levels of abilities at the time. And quite honestly, I didn't think I would be able to. And excuse me, I go over and I went, okay, thank you for the I'm literally in the process of passing between these two trees. And I go, okay, thank you for the information. And I'm not even halfway to this old tree. And I'll keep wanting to call it a maple tree. It's not a maple tree. It had what, walnuts? It's not walnuts. It had they remind me of walnuts. Only these ones were about this big, which means that they were not anywhere near remotely ripe. Because I know walnut trees. I grew up around a walnut tree that my grandmother lived nearby. It's a certain kind of nut. Anyway, that's gonna drive me nuts because these were not even remotely close to the size. But I recognized the kind of tree this was, and I'm walking up to it, and I hear, "Welcome. I'm going to help you." And I went, what? I was like, "Wow, okay." I was like, "Wow." So, no, it wasn't an elm, but that's okay. Hey, Shell. Okay, Tim. But its leaves reminded me of a maple. And I know maples really well, but this was not a maple. And it's not a walnut. Hazelnuts they do not produce this specific kind of shell. And hazelnuts have a tendency to be real small, but instinct told me that I knew what. Hang on a minute. This is painful, actually. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Ouch. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Eventually, later this week, I will get into my tree books if they're not packed. If they're packed, I'm going to have to go to the internet and search it out and figure it out. And I was told that this tree was like over 80 years old, and it literally showed me what it looked like as a sapling. And I went, wow. I was like, God, you're gorgeous. You're even beautiful as a sapling. And I just, the instant love that I felt, I was just like, wow, I was overcome. And it was the tree was a female. I don't know how I know that. I just know that she was a female. And she's literally 2, maybe 3 feet from a running stream. A pretty fast flowing running stream, actually. And I said, look, this is what has been asked of me. Excuse me. This is what I psychically received many, many, many months ago on the information. And I've been asked to help hazelnut or chestnut. Thank you, Debster. Oh my God. Although the hazelnuts are it's probably chestnut. Because the chestnuts are actually bigger. And I instinctively knew that this tree would be ready by the end of November. And chestnuts are usually ready by the 3rd week of November. Anyway, yeah, it was a chestnut. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, so basically, hang on. Boy, my friends weren't kidding. Nikki, you sound tired. Are you really sure you want to do this tonight? Oh, like, yeah, okay. We'll see if I last an hour and a half. Well, it's been an hour. I've got maybe 30 minutes left in me. Whoops. I've got maybe 30 minutes left in me before I'm done. So basically, I end up with seeing her as a sapling. She was beautiful. And what the area looked like 80 years prior. And actually, she was older than 80 years, but that's just what I can't fathom anything beyond that. But anyway, okay. Anyway, so Deja Vu here. Black Dragon, you've got Deja Vu. Yeah, I'm sensitive to some light as well. Not sunlight, but some, SOME, some kinds of light. Wow, okay. So that's a meant to be. Because the last live I did, I had Deja Vu as well. It was a meant to be. This was supposed to be happening. We're supposed to be having these conversations. So basically, she showed me her as a sapling. She then literally took my a form of my higher consciousness and took me underground. And it was the weirdest thing because it was as if I could see above ground, but it was like I was holding onto her energy, and she was taking me through the root system and going from as far away as her root system would take me, but then transferred me to other tree root systems that kept transferring me all different places. And it was like I could see it. I was going so fast through all these different pieces of property and up and down and all around. And I'm like, where are we going? And she goes, to where you need to be. That's not how she worded it, but that's how I'm telling you, because I don't know how to phrase what she was telling me. I don't know how to verbalize what she was telling me. Yeah. Black Dragon, you were talking about the tree, and I kept seeing a tree fairy. Yeah. And see, I've talked to nymphs before. People think I'm crazy when I say that, but I'm not. I've literally, and people have seen me do it. I've talked to nymphs before. I've talked wood nymphs. This was not a wood nymph. This was direct tree energy. Hang on a minute. There we go. Finally popped that. Anyway. It basically became, I don't know how to say it. I got told very specific information, and then I got told other information, and I said, but I don't know where I'm at. You've taken me here, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and I got what I need to. I got the information that I need. Well, it's not. I'm telling this to you but that's not how I phrased it to her, if that makes sense. So basically, that is what took place, and I then get shown and told a specific location. And I was like, wow, okay. I made note of it. And it became quite the interesting feel. I've never had a tree system do that with me before. I've felt trees before. I've had numerous conversations with trees that are well over 100 years old. My most current one before that was back in January of 2022. I was on a very specific island, and this I went for a walk and through this forested area, and walked up to this tree that had this giant piece of iron through it. And he specifically said, "Don't touch me." And I was like, "Yes, sir." And the next one, I'm literally passing by, and I was like, "Oh, I feel like I need to reach," and I'm putting my hand up, and my hand is like maybe that far away, and and thank you for subscribing, Guardian Jackpot. Thank you, I appreciate it very much, actually. And so that's when I get told, "Don't touch me," in a male voice, and I was like, "Okay." And I go walking down, and I hear a female voice, and it's a tree. It's a very specific tree. And she's like, "You can come to me, honey." And I was like, "Cool." And I walked up, and it was kind of difficult to get to her. And I walk up, and I put my hand, and I'm not a tree hugger. I've never been a tree hugger in my entire freaking life. Not ever. And when my abilities went full tilt is when I became a tree hugger. I walked up to her and I said, "May I touch you?" That was when I found out you need to have permission. And if you're open and honest enough and hearing enough, you can actually hear the trees and the energy, because they're part of Mother Earth. They're literally the energy of Earth energy. And I went up and I put my hand, and she goes, "No, you put both hands." And I said, "May I hug you?" And "Oh, yes." And I was like, "Oh." And I literally walked away from that. I felt so much love from her. It was incredible. And it's because of her energy that I was able to get through, because I had a very small walk. That walk for me was a hike. And it went from a dirt to a gravel to a paved walking path, but it was difficult because of my back. It was really, really difficult. But I took my time, and I had to sit down a few times, but I did really well. But afterwards I cried because the pain was so bad. But it's because of her energy that I literally got through. I literally got through that walk. I mean, it took everybody else like 8 minutes to walk this path. It took me like 35 because of my back and the issues that I've had with it. So yeah. And I used to be a fast walker. So I mean, that you have to know. I used to be a very fast walker. So here I am in front in concrete, Washington, And I've got my hands on this tree, and I literally get told by a human, you need to pull out. And they were right, because I was so deeply embedded with my energy. I literally, as I'm removing one hand, I'm like shaking like this. I don't know if you can see that, but I was literally shaking like this. And I was like, oh my God, I need my cane. I don't think I can stand up straight. And I couldn't pull my left hand away. And the energy, she and I were still connected. I mean, it was that strong. I was hardcore shaking. It was a good energy. It was a loving, positive energy, but wow, it was intense. Okay. Bring the positivity back in. If you're having issues with dreams, start learning to control your dreams. Start learning to control your dreams. Start doing your research. And become a master of controlling your own dreams. Okay. Let's find out. What do we got here? Well, now isn't that interesting? So, Hmm. There you are, Tim. There you are. Okay. So I just went through and read chat. Guardian jackpot. I am unable to read anything in my dreams. If I try to read a newspaper or book of any type, I can't do it. The words get all dyslexic and don't make sense at all. One way I know I'm dreaming. Oh, that's okay. And then Tim says I couldn't post. Adventures with Beth says hi, Nikki. Hi, Beth. I'm glad to see you. Simon, are you in contact with any entity currently? Not right now. Not at this very second, no. I was yesterday, unexpectedly, yesterday as in Saturday, unexpectedly. I didn't believe somebody had a something around them, and I'm 3/4 of the way home, and somebody came with me, followed me home. And I went, oh, no, you fucking do not. You do not get to come into my home. You do not get to, no. So, yeah, I dealt with that literally as I was getting out of the car. I was like, no, we're done. You are not entering my safe place. I got really, really pissy about that. So, yeah, really pissy about it. Do I know who it is? No, but I have an idea. So there's your answer to that question, Simon. But I can be in contact. Now, entity is different than hierarchy, Simon. Very different. So, oh, cool. It's one of my favorites, actually, Beth. You meant spirit guide. Okay. Yeah. Oh, God, honey, I've got 3 regular spirit guides and an ET spirit guide, and then an ET in higher consciousness who talks to me periodically. Oh, God, that's in a whole nother subject. But anyway, yeah. Ouch. So I end up I get warnings from my spirit guides. I get different comments from them. What do you want to know about spirit guides, sweetie? The psychic medium's off the clock tonight, so I'm not doing any kind of psychic work or energetic work. But what do you want to know? There's information that you want to know, and that's obvious. So, and they know when I'm off the clock. They know what that means. And they also know that if you come at the foot of my bed and stand there and yap your freaking brains out, I'm going to slap the crap out of you. So they, because I get really pissy, I'm trying to go to sleep, and you've got anywhere from 3 to 10 people standing around talking, and their spirits. Yeah, the spirit guides don't do that, but the spirits do. That's always fun. Yeah, anyway. So it is what it is. So Simon, ask away. If there's anything, that you want to know. Looks like I owe Amy a thank you. Okay, Mitchell, what do you mean don't forget about you? Debster, Tim, I'm not. Then you dream about that show you just saw. It's just like that, no drama. Yeah, yeah, don't waste. Tim's right. If that's what he said, don't waste energy. This is Debster talking to Tim. But you're right. Don't write about wasting energy on negative people. Yeah, I mean, they're not worth your weight in time. It's literally, it's not worth it. So yeah. And this is for everybody. The negativity can really create a problem, especially if they're constantly negative. They've got some kind of problems if they're constantly negative. So, just enough. This is I got it yesterday or Saturday. This is an L. Oh my gosh. Please forgive me if I don't say all the letters. LGBTQ plus. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Anyway, there's so many letters to that, but all I remember is LGBT. Everything else after it is plus to me. So anyway, so it was they had a really good group of folks at the event, and we're supporting different aspects. So Black Dragon, Mitchell, learn to use your energy. Yes, I completely agree with that. Anybody who knows me knows that I talk about that. Learn to use your own energy, and that means going within. It also means quieting your mind and learning to quiet your mind in some aspect or form. So yeah, there's that side to it. Oh, that's a great way to say it, Tim. Leave it in the rearview mirror. Okay, Simon is saying, do you feel any positives from the abduction? Like the guides wouldn't have contacted you otherwise? Thanks. Do you feel any positives from the abduction? Yeah, actually, there are numerous positives. They've literally saved my life a few times, and I mean that quite sincerely. They've because of health issues, They want me alive. And now the government asshats are going to be dealing with them because I literally told them, I not the asshats, but I told the ETs that have been helping me to stay alive what has happened. They're not happy about having one of their, I'm going to say it this way, pet projects screwed with, because they want me alive. There are still things that I'm supposed to be doing. It's interesting because these ETs, these specific ETs, because I'm taken by 3 different races, these specific ETs, they want me alive. It's interesting how the government asshats don't want me alive. So now they get to play ball with the ETs. And they're not the ETs they're used to playing with. So they get hyper-vigilant protective about the ones that they work with, about the humans that they work with, these specific ETs. So, yeah, everybody knows. The ETs, plural, know. All 3 races of ETs that abduct me know. One race doesn't give a shit. The other one is like, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this. And the third one is like, she's our property. Don't fuck with our property. And those are the ones that I'm thankful for because they're the ones that have saved my life a few times. So, and yet at the same time, I'm like, okay, what the hell is it you're going to have me do? I get it. And yet the hierarchies and all the hierarchies know. And you don't think they've got power? You try having an over 25-foot tall hierarchy stand in front of you where the power is so blindingly, painfully insane on the physical body that as a psychic medium, you can barely handle the pain. You can barely handle the energy, even if it's positive. I can't fathom what they could do physically to a human in existence. And the kind of power they've got. Oh my God. It outweighs anything I've ever come across. It outweighs the Sasquatch. It outweighs the ETs, all races of ETs. I mean, this is like, yeah. So they all know. They all freaking know. Yeah. So the consequences are coming. Just wait. Okay, so we've had quite a few bit. Okay, and like the guides wouldn't have contacted you otherwise. No, the guides actually I've been in contact with my guide since birth. So they were not in contact with me because of the ETs. Everybody has their own guide. And they're with me the entire time. So, okay, sorry. I keep hitting this and it keeps popping up. So hopefully that answers your question, Simon. Dust in the wind. Yeah, dust in the wind. Simon, you are a light worker? Yes, I'm a light worker in many different aspects. Oh, no, that's funny, Tim, regarding the shirt. Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey. Another one is gone. Another one is gone. Another one bites the dust. And Kansas. Yeah. Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah. Okay. Oh. I normally wash my face every day. I didn't wash it today because I had so much castor oil on it because I got full facial sunburn. My face was bright red. It was redder than the shirt. That was very not cool, not good. So now I'm like starting to itch because some of the castor oil was like it's soaked into the skin, but I got like little itchy patches now, so I gotta go wash it off before I go to bed. 90s talk to the hand. Yeah. Sorry for all the questions. No, you can ask whatever you want. Oh, honey, I have usually 4 people that are constantly asking me questions. So you can ask. Don't apologize. Just ask. You're fine. Why aren't more people chosen? Oh, there are. Oh. Wouldn't this whole transition to a higher density be quicker? Well, that's interesting. I don't think of it that way, but that's an interesting take on it. Ouch. Why aren't more people chosen? Yeah, there's thousands. You're looking at thousands upon thousands of abductees. A lot of the ETs that can deal with putting screen memories over the human. Okay, the human brain is super easy to screw with for the ETs, and specific races of ETs are extremely proficient at it. They can make you not remember at all. They can even put screen memories, what are called screen memories, over your memories. So they literally block your memory of what has happened and literally put another fake memory over it. So there's that aspect of it. And that's always fun. For example, and now I know that you're new here, or seem to be new here, that so I had an ET when I was trying to think of how I wanted to start this story. Most people know this story. I've talked about it quite often. It's a screen memory story, and what takes place is that I'm 7 years old, and I'm brought back by an ET. I won't go into a great amount of detail, but the gist of it is that I had a ghost in my house that sang me to sleep every night because she knew that I was having problems going to sleep because of the abductions. And that's a whole nother story in and amongst itself, is my relationship with this female spirit. I'm 7 years old. She was, I think, 26 or 27, thereabouts, newlywed. Died instantly in a car accident, wanted children. That's the gist of her. Beautiful woman, too, I might add. And so she would sing to me almost every night. And she's the one who actually would pull me out of the closet because I would get into bed. Mom would put me to bed, and I would get out of bed a few minutes later, and I would hide in my closet or under the bed, thinking that the ETs couldn't find me because I was a linear thinker. I was a child. And if they can't see me, they can't find me. Yeah, didn't work like that. Having a tracking device on you, having in your body, having a tracking device in your aura system, your auric system, is a tough ball game. They can fucking find you anywhere. your body literally runs, and if they don't have a tracker in you and in your auric field, they can literally find you by your frequency. No freaking joke. Don't start with me tonight. So anyway, long story short, she'd sing me to sleep, and they literally used that as a memory that I had in my brain, and they took it. Yeah, you're welcome. Good night, Deb. Take really good care. Sweet, very sweet, pleasant dreams, my dear. So basically, they took me. They had brought me back, and I had begged and pleaded. This was on my terms. Because when they were bringing me back, they ended up not coming back. They brought me back. I could feel them physically, but you could not see them. And it was their way of controlling the situation, because I was on their terms. Because I was on my turf, my home, within my own home. It was a really big fucking deal. Yeah, I don't blame you, Amy. Thank you very much, actually. You might have to keep timing somebody out. And if it comes down to it, might have to block them. So basically ended up where I begged and pleaded and did that little kid thing of begging and pleading. Oh, come on, I want to see what you look like. Da-da. Even though logically I knew what she looked like because I was on the ship previously. I'm in bed. I've got covers partially on me. I'm sitting upright. And she showed herself. She took her cloak off, essentially. And she showed me, and I lost my ever freaking living little kid mind. And after that, they started doing screen memory. And the screen memory was of the woman, the ghost, who used to sing me to bed, sing me to sleep almost every night. So that's a screen memory. So they can actually take a memory that you've already got, especially if it's a pattern, and they will take that memory and put it over and block what you know. Okay? Then there's also aspects where they can literally, where they can literally end up, yeah, that kind of talk is going to get you blocked. One, they're not witches. And yes, it can be scary. All right. These are ETs. They are not human. And you're not going to talk like that in my chat. And there are reasons why I have, and that may piss you off, but there are reasons why I have specific people who are my moderators, my wrenches. So anyway, And I'm thinking about adding a couple more because we're starting to get, we start getting up to 18, and I'm like, okay. And right now I've got 2, but I'm thinking about adding a third one. But anyway, but thank you, Amy, very much. Anyway, so ETs create screen memories, and they really end up with either using memories that you've already got, logical memories that they've already got on you, because they know every memory that you've got, which is not a joke, and can use whatever they've got, or they can create a memory. And in creating memories, they can piece other memories together and make it seem logical and make sense to you. So then, if there are little things in that memory that don't quite make sense, you basically talk yourself into it logically, because it's like, oh, but this happened. Well, why am I not remembering this little bit of it? But this happened. Well, then you yourself make it make sense, because that's how the human brain is. So, and if it's a big chunk, then you're not going to make sense of it. It's got to be real closely related. So yeah, that is the big deal with dealing with screen memories, and how the ETs, and these are very much ouch, there we go. These are very much ETs doing this. So it's just, wow. Is just an interesting thing in how they act on the human brain. And like I said, some ETs are super good at it. Okay, Simon. That wasn't, wasn't here. Although it might have been on your end, Beth. So just be aware of that, if you're an abductee, I mean, yeah, there are thousands upon thousands who are abductees. They are having screen memories put over them. Totally frickin' sucks. My mom never knew. My mom never, I mean, everything made sense to her. That's why this was such a shock to me. That's why this was such a shock to her, or to me, excuse me, about her. I mean, like a huge shock. Because that was my first, today was my first memory of my mom and I being abducted. And abducted together. I suspect that me and somebody else were abducted together, but because certain things happened, right? I can't even, because I keep trying to protect this individual, so I can't. And I'm not talking about my son. So, Black Dragon, Beth, I forgot the two of you were really close friends, which is always cool. And Beth said, you never know what will happen at my end either. Yeah, hey, there are folks in here that are very close friends. They've seen each other work, just like Beth and Black Dragon. It's a big deal. Yeah, I would tend to agree, Tim. There's dare to say that everyone here in chat are quality people. Yeah, there's a couple of exceptions that are being not cool tonight. But, you know, everyone else, yes, very much so. Very, very much so. So I am. Anyway, and we're at an hour and 46 minutes. So I think we're going to hit 2 hours and then I'm done for the night. So Simon, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. I kid you not. If you have more questions, ask away. Because like I've always said, if I can answer them, I will answer them. If I choose not to, I'll tell you straight out, I choose not to. I'm not answering that. And there might be very important reasons, such as somebody's safety is involved with the answer, or I'm not making certain information public, or it's way too much of a personal question. However, that said, typically I'll say, no, not answering that. You know, sometimes I'll elaborate a little bit, but not by much. So just ask. But and if I don't know, I'll tell you that straight out too. So there's that. Beth says, spirits call me out too. I can't lurk a spirit box session. Yeah. I've worked with Bill Hauser on a number of occasions. Then I really like working with him and the spirit boxes that he has. Whoa. Okay, what are we doing here? Oh, that's interesting. Why was that? Hey, Mitchell. Oh, got it. Okay. Got it. Hello. Oh, two Amy's. Okay. Black Dragon. I seen it, Beth. You were called out a few times. Yeah. Stuff like that happens. Ouch. Oh, dear. There goes the hip joint. Oh, no. That's bad. Oh, dear. So 11 minutes, and then I'm ending. Because I think my body's about to crash. And I can tell I won't be in bed yet for a while, but however. Anyway, so anybody with any more questions tonight? Oh, been through that, Beth. So, bum. Jesus. Oh, Tim. I think she already did. Oh my god. Okay, hang on a minute. Let's drive in minutes. There we go. So, what do you want to talk about? That was a hell of a realization. Oh, here we go. I've got a theory that darks like to discarnate spirits or others maintaining spiritual oversight on the operatives, which may be why they do a lot underground. The spirits are able to. No peeking. No. No. Shall let's see an alien looking face and body in that brown thing on the right side of the screen. Brown thing right here, you mean? This is a tree, sweetie. Hang on. Let's see if I can screw with stuff enough to be able to get that for you. Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about my tree? There we go. Is that better, dear? Other side. Other side? Other side is painting. So we've got silk flowers, and then all of this is empty non canvases. No problem. Sweet and innocent. I got to some streams. I feel like everybody knows my name. Yeah. See, alien looking face and body in that brown thing on the right side of the screen. Okay, right side. Okay, so this is this, and there's one more coming off of it. So there's one here, and then it comes down, and then it comes up to like right here. That is a tree. I want to call it a trunk, but it's not a trunk. It's a oh my god, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, it's a eucalyptus. It's a eucalyptus, and then the greenery is from an over 60-year-old cactus, Christmas cactus. Ouch, ouch, ouch. This down here, right there, yeah, right there, is a tiger's eye sphere, and this is amethyst. And white stuff on top. Okay, hang on a minute. The brown rectangular thing with the plant. You mean this? Okay, that's a maroon color. So if well, that's interesting. But that's maroon in color, it's not brown. Matter of fact, how's that? Can you see it now? Whew, that's bright. And then down here is one of the plant pot holders. Okay. Your left is going to be my right. My right is going to be your left. So we've got to make the decision as to which is which. Yeah, it's like video distortion, but stronger. Yeah. Yeah, still see it. Your left. My left. Okay, so on this side. It's not in this black square or rectangular? I'm not sure where the hell you're talking about. Now, right here is a painting that is sitting behind this other painting. So we've got 3 paintings here. We've got this blue one, this black one, and then right is wrong. Yeah. So the painting right here? Okay, let me know if my finger can come down, Shell. Yes or no? No, the rectangular thing you just pointed at your left. Okay, rectangular thing. This thing. The black. Yeah, my left. This is my left. This is actually my left. This is my right. Oh. That looks brown to you? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm on a delay. I think it's yeah, that's my left. And that's a cover. It's fabric. Ouch, 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 ouch. It's quilt fabric actually. It's a double-sided quilt fabric. And actually there was dust on it. And so those are probably dust marks. The because there's a circle here and a circle right there. Those were where some heavy dust was. Oh, holy mother of God. It is a distortion, and it is moving. Well, now, isn't that interesting? But those two spots stay the same. I just saw an orb by Flower Basket Top. Yeah, I get a lot of orbs in here, Derek. Hey, you're here. Hi, Derek. I get a lot of orbs in here. Something there trying to claw its way out. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It's nothing but fabric. It's black fabric covering up a bookcase because I don't want everything in the bookcase to be seen. Okay, I gotta get rid of this. It's too strong. But now I know what the hell you're talking about. And see, now it doesn't even, it looks like a head. Okay, Shell is in tune. Yeah, she is. Simon, what's the crystal there on your left? Do you feel the help? Yes, actually I do. Okay, so this one is a tiger's eye sphere. This was given to me by a very dear friend who is family to me. And then this one is my amethyst. Tiger's eye, yes. Oh, this is my amethyst. And this one I bought here in Washington State. And actually, this in person is much darker. In person, this is really a dark one. I gravitate towards the dark ones. The light ones drive me nuts. They're not dark enough for me, and I don't know why. I think it has to do with my energy. And then I've got selenite. I've got a piece of selenite that's this big, about that tall. I have a couple of other pieces, but I'm not going to go into those. Yeah, my favorite is dark amethyst. Well, and my actual favorite is sapphire. I love sapphire rings, sapphire jewelry. Can't get enough of it. And it's a real specific kind of sapphire, so to wear. But and for whatever reason, I don't crack those. I crack. I literally destroy from the inside out. I cannot wear crystal jewelry anymore because stop saying Seth. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry. But it is. It's my favorite. It's my favorite jewelry. That combined with silver and specific kind of gold. And what was I going to say about that? I love diamonds and stuff like that, but it's like gemstones are my thing. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah, shall I agree? She says, I'm partial to those you just showed, plus rose quartz, citrine, and turquoise. Yeah. My thing is the amethyst, it's the sapphires, it's the rose quartz, it's amethyst, tiger's eye. Can't get enough of black tourmaline and black onyx and black, oh my god, the one that's protective. Can't think of the name of it. I never remember. Obsidian. There we go. Paramarv showed up. I have live chat. Oh, that's funny. Huh. Labradorite. Yeah, I love labradorite. I love moonstone. But here's the thing. If it's not cut right, if the crystal, if the gemstone is not cut properly, I literally blow the inside out of the crystals up. Not meaning to, not intending to, and it doesn't matter. And I keep getting told, "Oh, you have to ground and center more. You have to meditate more." Honey, it doesn't freaking matter how much I meditate. It doesn't matter how much I ground. I literally blow gemstones from the inside out. I don't necessarily do that with diamonds for whatever reason. But I do definitely do it with other gemstones. I've literally had bracelets that I have made out of quality, expensive gemstones, and they literally fall right off. They literally break from the inside out. Whoosh. So if I wear something, I cannot wear it on a regular basis. It has to be, yeah, I've done the rough natural stones as well. I've wrapped them. I've done all sorts of, I explode them from the inside out. And I just keep getting told by people who are supposedly experts, well, you have to ground and center more and you have to meditate. Honey, I can meditate and ground and center until I am literally blue in the frickin' face or so pasty white I look like a sheet. It does not matter. My frequency is so damn high, I literally burst the core of the gemstone. Doesn't matter what it is. I literally burst it from the inside out. Hey, Ange. How you doing, sweetie? Um, yeah, I literally have had it to where um, I'll be wearing a bracelet or I'll be wearing a necklace, um, and they were not shattered at all, and I never hit my bracelets or my necklaces or earrings or anything like that. It's literally from my energy. I rupture them from the inside and create a crack, and then they shatter, and they'll be still together, but if you tap them, they'll literally crumble. They'll be covered in cracks. So it's dangerous for me to wear stuff. I don't know about the gateway tapes to expand abilities. I've not heard of them. They're okay. Simon, one of the things you have to know about me is that I don't follow a great many things anymore. Um, I learn at my own pace. Um, I used to do extensive reading on different things. Now um, so much happens to me on a daily basis. Yes, rose quartz can be a healing stone. It depends on who is working with it and what their own frequency level is. Um, but yeah, now the person to really deal with gemstones is he's nicknamed Mr. Crystals by a dear friend of mine, and that's Robert White. Robert knows an extensive amount of information about gemstones. He literally gets them raw, cleans them up, cuts them down to size, shapes them, reshapes them, grinds them down, and then polishes them up and puts them in necklaces, in pendants, in brooches, in mostly rings, things like that. But he knows a extensive amount, and he comes in. He's one of my mods, one of my wrenches. So, mm-hmm. Shell just said, not meaning that negatively, but vibrate consistency separates. Yeah, you can shungite. Yes, that's the other one of my favorites. But you got to be careful with shungite. But yeah, that's another one of my favorites. Let's see. I like both Black Dragon, both the natural stones, the raw, and the polished, the cut and polished. So I like it all. And that you do not want to take me into a gemstone place, especially if I've got money. Oh my God. I'll get very choosy and go, we're going to be standing here a while because I'm going to be feeling out the stones, which is funny, feeling out the stones. But literally, I will walk through and I'll just, whatever one I'm drawn to. But you have to remember when you're at a facility or an event like that, everybody else is going to have their hands on it. So you're going to want to make sure that you are, if you've got that kind of frequency and that kind of energy, you have to make sure that the energy that you're picking up is from the stone itself and not from somebody else who has picked it up. What I typically do is I'll pick something up and I'll clear it while I'm standing there, and then do the healing and all of that, and then go, okay, is this really you? Basically, I mean, this is just the shortest rundown of it. And I mean, the piece of selenite I picked up, I was like, whoa, it was really freaking strong. Really strong. Okay, Simon, there are certain stones you absolutely cannot get wet. Selenite is one of them. You can take a damp rag and wipe it off. You could take a dry toothbrush, which is one of the things that I do with this one. I take a brand new, never been used toothbrush, never been wetted, and I will, because there's so many facets to this, you literally take it and put it over. You want a soft bristle on something like this. But there are certain ones you don't ever want to get wet. And selenite is one of them, because selenite will literally dissolve in water or in alcohol for that matter. But yes, you can wash them, and usually in a type of salt water, specific kind of salt that you. Oh, I had no idea that knee hurt. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some energy work on that. Oh, I've got a bruise. Did I hit my knee Saturday? No, I didn't hit my knee on Saturday. What the hell was that from? Anyway, yeah, it really is, Amy. She says a dry toothbrush, that is a perfect idea. Yeah, I mean, when you've got large stones like that, and like my selenite is extremely sharp, you could slice your hand hardcore on that. I mean, so you got to be really, really freaking careful. Yeah, soft bristles. That's what I said. Simon. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Sorry, I just got a notification from something. Simon, may I ask why you are so sore? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay in the grand scheme of things. I did way too much on Saturday. Even though I did do quite a bit of sitting, I did a lot of energy work, and I may have bumped my knee. I don't remember doing it. Yeah, but I've got a bruise. I should not have a bruise. Just a second, guys. Oh, yeah, I've got a pretty good bruise. It's very lightweight, though. It's about that big around. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I bumped it on. Oh, it was the tree. I had my knee against the tree. Yeah, I leaned forward. Okay, well now I know what that's from. And it's not a bad looking bruise. But it's deep tissue. But yeah, when I'm up walking around a lot, or my tailbone was really bad, and then not having the sleep. I only had about 2 hours of sleep. It was worth it though. But yeah, it caused some issues. So, but I had a good time. Do you guys know that there is a Hall & Oates emergency helpline? Tim, that's right, there is. I forgot. And that's from the 1980s, isn't it, Tim? So, anyway, what I was going to say, okay, product placement. If you don't know about this product and you've got muscle issues, I am here to tell you this is a phenomenal product. So that's the company, Life Flow. And it's a magnesium lotion. Okay. Worth its weight in gold. So I am going to put this on because this will help the muscles there in that spot on my knee. There we go. And it smells like vanilla. So it's pretty good smell actually. But this, oh my God, I didn't know it was that sore. Holy shit balls. Magnesium chloride brine from the ancient Zetchen seabed. Original health, 8 ounces. This one, this one's got an older expiration date, but it still works really freaking well. Rereading between the, okay. Akron, K-Burn. Okay, well, it's pretty big. Yeah, it is pretty big. Guardian jackpot. This medium is comically important. She is the key to killing dark state, preventing or inflammation. It's true, but I'm not allowed to post it. Well, we'll figure out a way to do that. That doesn't. Fun help fact. Akron cheated, saying 30 minutes only. I'm never gonna believe you anymore. Yeah, it's 18 minutes over 30, so you don't have to believe me. That's up to you if you choose to or not. Shall I concur? Reading between the lines. Guardian jackpot. Be disruptive to workers and make a slow transition to other jobs. The revenue generated from selling the power. Blood. Adventures with Beth. 2 gold. Oh, excuse me. I read that wrong. 2 old goats is great too. Simon. Have heard pure MSM is also good for what ails you. Yeah, I've heard that too. Shell, triplets, Tim, Derek Galloway. How is Dad? Oh, yes. Thank you, Tim. I've been meaning to ask Derek how Desiree is doing. I'm done. That's all I got. Guardian jackpot. Yeah, that's understandable. Amy, I just gave the selenite lamp a brush down. Now the living room is twice as bright. Oh, living room. Living room is twice as bright. This is wonderful. Yeah. Okay, Akron. Have a good sleep, dear. I'm sleepy UC 6 a.m. here. 6 a.m. So where are you at? Australia? New Zealand. You must be in New Zealand. Oh, no, not New Zealand. 6 a.m. So you're 4.5 hours? So where are you? Are you in Canada? 6:26 p.m. in Australia, says Simon, and says Australia 6:26. Okay. PM, not AM. Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That didn't make sense to me. Yes. Okay. That's a really Simon, have to head off. Has been great first time tuning in. Thanks, Tim, for posting the link in SOR. See ya, Nikki. When are you on next? Wednesday. Well, technically Thursday. At 12:15 a.m. So when Dave gets done with his SOR show is when I go live. So that could be 12:02 a.m. It could be 12:15 a.m. It could even be 12:40 a.m. So technically it's Thursday, but it's literally after Dave's show on Wednesday. So there's your answer to that. Desiree is doing a little better. I am really glad to hear that, Derek. You tell her I send my love and my prayers. Okay? Tim, good to hear. Derek, keep us updated. You're welcome, son. My pleasure. Traumatic day for lots of you. I'm glad you said something, Derek, because that was what I wanted to do at the end of my thing, and I completely forgot that it was the 11th. So Derek had said, I want to remember all the victims of September 11th, 2001, and all those affected. God bless them, and I pray justice comes for those evil people who were behind this. Right on. Right on. Okay, so moment of silence, folks. It's in remembrance to those who passed. And thank you for the moment of silence, folks. Thank you for remembering. 9/11 is a big deal, obviously, still to this day. Derek says, I was in 10th grade and TV came on in school and we watched it the whole school day. They had us on lockdown. Tim, yep, with the praying hands. And lest we forget the souls lost. Yeah. Praying hands. Much love and respect to you all. Black Dragon. Yeah, I agree. Guardian Jackpot. Justice train is coming for them. Woo woo, yeah. Hard to believe, 22 years ago. I agree. I will never forget that day. I was in Seattle at the time. My kid had just, it was his first year in school. And, or his second year. I don't remember if it was his first year or his second year in public school after me homeschooling him. And I had a friend's daughter I was babysitting at the time. And she hadn't woken up yet. And I got a phone call early morning. And my friend said, turn your TV on now. And I went, what the heck is going on? She goes, don't talk. Go to your TV, turn it on channel, whatever it was. And there it was. And I think about, it was somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute and a half later, the second the second plane went in. And I just sat down. I mean, I almost fell down. Yeah, day the earth stood still. Tim says, seems like yesterday. Yeah, it does. I mean, every one of us knows where we were. I knew people in New York at the time. I knew people outside of New York. I knew folks on the East Coast. I knew mostly people on the West Coast who had loved ones. And it just, it's a mind bender. It's just a complete mind bender. Black Dragon, I will always remember the day the energy brought me to my knees. Yeah, me too. I think if it had not have been for the fact that when I had turned the TV, I'd reached down, I'd turned the TV on, I stood back up and I backed up. And backed up essentially the length of my living room. And if I had not have stopped where I was, when the second time, I collapsed. And if I was still on the phone with my friend, and if the couch had not have been there, if the sofa had not have been there, I would have had my ass on the ground. It literally, I crashed onto the couch and my girlfriend and I on the phone, neither one of us could breathe. I mean, we were like, is this a movie? And we were like, this is real. Oh my God, this is real. And the next thought was our kids. Because we knew if this was happening, what's going to happen with our kids? And within, I think, 45 minutes to an hour and a half later, we had naval jets flying over our city. And they were patrolling. And it was the kind of patrol that I will never forget. I think it was more like an hour and a half, not 45. But they were on high. I mean, not just high alert. They were, and I lived on a hill to where you could see part of downtown Seattle. I was quite a distance from downtown Seattle at the time, but you could see downtown Seattle, and you could see part of the water. And I just went out, and we had, it's an old landline, and you had really long, I had a 30-foot, 25, 30-foot cord. And I just stood out holding onto the phone with the cord stretched as far as it would go as I'm watching jets, double jets flying overhead. And when you hear, and I turned the TV up, I turned it up full blast so that I could hear what was being said in my living room. And I'm out in my front yard on my walkway. And I'm almost to the almost to the public sidewalk. And my friend is just, she's having a reaction, and I'm just watching, and it was jets after jets. And then they'd split up, and it was like, they covered our state so fucking fast that it was like, wow. And it was hourly for quite some time. Or at least that's how it seemed. That's what I remember it being. I don't know if it actually was hourly, but that's how it seemed to me. I have notes written on it. I don't know what I did with the notes, but I know that I have my notes written on it. because I was so dumbfounded by what I was witnessing. And I just stood there. I was watching downtown Seattle. Who's next? What building in downtown Seattle was going to get hit next? Oh my God, was it going to be the Space Needle? Oh my God, was it going to be the Columbia Tower? Oh my God, was it this? Was it that? And it was like your mind runs rampant, because if they're doing this in what, and this is before we even knew about any of the other locations. But that was one of my first thoughts was, oh my God, if they're doing this in New York, what city's next? And it just, and I remember hearing my friend go, Nikki, Nikki. And I'm like, I'm here. I can't breathe. I'm here. But I just, what? And she goes, you need to go back inside. And I'm like, and my feet were so planted. I can honestly say I did not even know that I had literally planted my soul cord where I was at. I could not pick up my feet. I did not recognize that we had chakras in our feet. My feet, my soul cord, I was planted. I was in shock. And I couldn't, I was like, wow. And other people started coming out of their houses at the time, those that were home. So yeah, it was quite the, I can't even imagine what it was like for, I went back and I watched, and it was just, we found out the kids were okay, and because they were at different schools. Their kid was at a different school than my kid was, and even though we both lived on the same block, and the schools went into lockdown. Parents could not pick up their kids. It was that way all over the fucking country. Every school in this country went on lockdown, as far as I knew. And I knew families all over the country. So, yeah, it was a day that will live in infamy. On that note, on a lighter note, there's no way to make that lighter. And I wouldn't expect it to be quite honest. It would be disrespectful if we did. Be disrespectful to those who lost their lives. And who later lost their lives due to those first responders who went in to deal with everything. So, okay. I'm sorry. There's a bunch of things in here that I've missed. So let me go back in just a second. Oh, Shell, I'm sorry. I didn't know about your cousin. My condolences, my dear. My heartfelt condolences about your cousin. Tim, it happened to me the same way with a phone call. Yeah. It was a hell of a shock. Tim, if you're still listening, do some deep breathing, my dear friend. Okay? All of us need to do some deep breathing. If you're feeling traumatized, because I'm feeling traumatized a bit again, just in talking about it, if you're feeling traumatized, do some deep breathing. Get some of that air circulating through your lungs. Let it kind of hit your brain. Try and relax. I mean, yeah, it's okay to have emotions and draw back up in emotions. Don't stay stuck there. Okay? Don't stay stuck there. Remember 22 years ago. We can still remember, and we can still be respectful to ourselves, to the other side, those who were lost, to those family members who lost somebody, to our friends, and to ourselves in how we deal with it. Remember to do your deep breathing, do some of your meditation, talk to people. Talking about this kind of stuff, yes, it brings it back up, but it's part of you letting it go for however long, or part of you not letting it go. It's not the right wording. Releasing the emotions of it. Remember that. I am certainly no counselor by any stretch of the freaking imagination, and you guys know that. But also remember, you have abilities to heal yourself. You have abilities to protect yourself. You have abilities to release things out of your body. Dealing with energy, dealing with frequency. It's a big deal. It's a big learning lesson. Okay, let me go continue scrolling down. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome, Tim. Just remember, do your breathing. Do your breathing. Get in. Okay, remember, this is one of the things that you need to remember when you do deep breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in as far as you possibly can to the farthest recesses of your lungs that you can. And it's called your diaphragm. And when you do that, slowly exhale it out. Take in as far as you can go. I know people that try to go through those steps really fast. Don't go through it fast. Excuse me. Take your time. And the more you do your deep breathing without getting lightheaded, that's the key. If you're doing it too fast, you're getting yourself lightheaded. That's not healthy. So do your deep breathing. Let it in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And let it all out. I mean, you don't have to go to the very end, but it is useful and conducive. If you do that a few times, it will help release a lot of that different kind of energy that we all get stored up. Awesome. Okay. I'm not going to read the chat out loud. If you want to see the chat, go for it, but I will not read any of that out loud. It speaks for itself. People have very strong opinions, and I think those opinions need to be without being crass or nasty or vulgar, and nobody in the chat is doing that. They're doing things rather respectfully, and I very much appreciate that. Okay. Well, there's difference between Guardian Jackpot. I'm going to read your quote out loud. They say, "Thank you, Nikki, because I can't have a channel and show myself. So having a place, a community where I can rant and be raving mad is appreciated. Thanks." There's a difference between raving mad versus there's some things that we've experienced in this chat in the last, week, last 7 days or so. There's a difference between that where we've actually, and I've never had to block anybody before, ever. I've only done this channel for a year and a month. And it ouch, and there goes the chair that sounds like a fart. Isn't that fun? Anyway, ouch, okay. You had to do it, Nikki. I know, Ange. It was a difficult thing for me to do. I got threatened. I got backhanded threatened, but I got threatened nonetheless. And I don't know if you guys realize that, but that individual actually, many things that were said were, they were just nasty. But to actually do a backhanded threat, I was like, no, that's bullshit behavior. I'm done. I will. There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can say on here, Guardian Jackpot. And there's ranting that I think is perfectly normal and healthy to do. But there are also things, such as we saw tonight, that definitely needed to be, specific comments needed to be removed. And I will back my mods, my wrenches, 100% in doing what was done tonight, because there were things that were really not okay. And really derogatory things. I mean, like really derogatory things. And yes, Black Dragon says only love and respect here. I fully agree with that. Yeah, Shell says, "Oh no, they didn't." Snapping my fingers left and right, right the f on. Yeah, I did screenshots and things in case things got legal. So I have the documentation of it. I've got all of that, and it's been sent to different individuals to keep them informed, and so that they know about what's going on for other channels' sakes. So because this went off the deep end, and they also went on the attack on a couple of other, or on one that I know of for sure, for a fact, because I watched in another chat room. And the individual got basically attacked the guest and the host and the channel, and it got nasty. And I was like, well, so yeah. And Shell says, yeah, no matter your strength, you don't need to put up with that shit. Yep, I fully agree. Yeah, Derek, and I'm not saying the name, but yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can rant away, Guardian Jackpot, but there is a limit. I do have a limit. And and certain things are off the subject, such as extreme derogatory about others, specifically Religion, we can all agree that religion is political in many ways. There's a lot of politics I don't listen to or watch anymore because it is so, things have changed so much, but other people have very strong opinions. You can go to a certain level with me, and then I'm like, nope, we're done. And I'll tell you straight out. So that's one of those things. So I'm really glad you gave me the opportunity. I kind of wouldn't have said anything if you hadn't. So I do appreciate that, Guardian Jackpot. That's kind of a big deal to me. So I appreciate that. Yeah, it just, and Ange says keyboard warriors. Yeah, you've got to be a warrior when you're dealing with public stuff. Yeah, definitely. It's a big deal. So yeah, I mean, you need a safe place where you can rant about something in a specific subject. Say, hey, rant, subject matter, and you know, we'll get it. There's a lot of things that in the woo category, in ufology, in a community where you need to be able to vent freely. I get that. I've done that myself on a couple of channels, and only the ones that know me know that I'm like, and they've had to tell other people, look, she's okay. She just needs a place to say something, and I'm not vicious. That's the other thing. The things that were going on tonight were becoming vicious. They were on the vicious side. I'm like, no, 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 no. That's beyond ranting. So yeah, you have stuff to say. It's pretty much safe to do it here. There is a limit, though. I do have to say that, okay? And you'll know it when you hit it. It's like, whoops. And the other side of that is that so many people are viewing, and because now I'm getting anywhere from 40 to 60 views, replays, even though I've only got, what is it, 80 something subscribers. I'm getting I'm getting between 40 and 60 replays on this. So, and I make the chat viewable to everybody. So in 6 hours time from the time that I stop this broadcast, the chat will be up. That's not on me, that's on YouTube. That's how they do things, at least for my channel. I don't know if it's because I've got under 100 subscribers, or if it's because it's under 500. I don't know. 83. Oh, thank you, Beth. 83. And you're such a beautiful soul, Nikki. Thank you for having us here. You are most welcome, and I very much appreciate what you said. Very, very much appreciate it. Not everybody would agree with you on that, so it's really appreciated. You would be surprised how much garbage I get. That's really not appreciated by some, and that's very hurtful. So, so anyway, and Tim says respect is warranted, not to just us, but everyone. Yes, exactly. That's one of the things that I rely on in here is you got to be respectful to each other, and that's one of the things that I state quite publicly. You be respectful to each other, or you ain't gonna come and play. So I haven't said it quite like that before, but it's that's how I feel about it. It's you can talk about stuff, but you got to be respectful too. Excuse me. You can have disagreements. There's a difference between a disagreement or agreeing to disagree versus yeah. agreeing to disagree versus outright hammering in a point that is really negative and derogatory and belittling and bullying to the other person. There's a big difference between those three. And I will not put up with the bullying. I experienced bullying from the time I was a little kid. I will not frickin' put up with it. So it's yeah, don't do it. And that's what the government assets have been doing with me. They've been the big bully. And I ain't have to take your shit. So anyway, Black Dragon, I am an asshole, but I will always show respect to others. I've never once thought of you as an asshole, dear. Tim, we're the Dream Warriors. Ooh, you gotta be careful with that one, dear. Adventures with Beth. Nikki will take her crayons and go home. No shit. Derek, I literally could squash with my... Yep. How does the saying go? My personality stays the same, but my attitude towards you depends on you. Right on, Shell. I love it. That's awesome. Tim, what colors, Beth? Excuse me. Beth says the purple ones are mine. I'm glad you called it, because I would have said it too. Shell, laugh out loud, Derek. You looking for the Wonder Twin power activation? Wonder Twin powers activate. Oh my god, I remember that. Oh, that's awesome. I remember that movie, Freddy Krueger Dream Warriors Part 4. That was best one. Oh my god. You know, I do have to say Dream Warriors was a phenomenal song by was it Judas Priest or was it Tim, you know music better than I do in this sense. Oh, you remember the names better than I do. Damn, now I can't color. By our powers combined, Captain Planet. Dokken, that's who it was. Thank you, Tim. See, I knew you'd remember. God, I used to love Dokken. And Dream Warriors was one of my favorites in high school. Yeah. And Guardian Jackpot, thank you for your service. Couldn't type fast enough. Amy says she says Dokken also. Awesome. Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Tim. Guardian Jackpot, part of my service has been wading through swamp of info to find the gold nuggets and serve it on a silver platter to save them the time. There's no shame in not knowing and still support the troops in the war. Yeah. I had friends that I met after they came back, and well, they weren't friends, but they were friends until how do I say this? When they came back is when I met them. There we go. So they were newly retired. That's what I'm trying to say. And so I used to hear war stories. I'm going to have to go play that damn song. Shit. I love that song too. Such an awesome song. I know. I was just thinking that. I'm doing 5 minutes and then I'm shutting it down. Tim was like, holy moly, what time is it? I played Tim. Tim, rocking with Dokken. Yep. God, I love Dokken. I used to Dokken and Judas Priest. I used to always listen to them. Let's see. Judas Priest, Dokken, Aerosmith. Oh my God. The Rolling Stones. Beatles. There's so many different ones I used to listen to. But actually, Dreamweaver got me up the damn hill. I hated that hill for high school. I hated that hill. Dreamweaver and Judas Priest, and what was the other one? Who's the other one? There were 3 of them that got me to school every morning. I made a specific mixed tape for walking to school on one side and walking home from school on the other. And then I'd have different mixtapes that I'd make up. Yeah, AC/DC was the other one. I'm glad you mentioned that, Black Dragon. Thank you. Yeah, I listened to I got a hair. I listened to Black Sabbath, but it was mostly AC/DC. Dream Warriors by Dokken for Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Fun fact, Robert Englund, who played be in the new Nightmare on Elm Street, coming on not as Freddy, but as himself. Really? Well, that's interesting. Yeah, okay, now that I want to actually go back and read. Oh yeah, I used to listen to Warrant, I used to listen to Kiss. Living After Midnight, Rock Until Dawn. Yep. See, now we're getting into happier things. Shall always love and respect for the troops. Sickens me the lack of respect and care shown by those who wield them like toy soldiers. Yes, I agree. Wholeheartedly. And the care is not what it should be. The aftercare is not what it should be for our vets, and it's. Do I like our government? No, I'm not happy with it. Who is? I have family. I had friends, military. Have a high regard for the men and women. A hell of a job to do. And there are many aspects of deep government I do agree with. There are many aspects of it I most certainly frickin' do not. There are many aspects of necessary things regarding different countries with theirs, like the MI, and I'm not going to say numbers, but regarding England and our CIA and regarding numerous different agencies. There are reasons they are around, and they're damn good reasons. Do I agree with everything that they do? Any of those countries or any of the other countries do? No. Are there certain things that are necessary? Yeah, unfortunately, there really are. And I get that. But then you choose to, I was going to say pick on. Pick on is not the right word. Bully is the right word. Take out is another word for individuals who have been taken out. There are things that absolutely are not okay. And, anyhow. Yes. Blue Murder Valley of the Kings. Jeff Healy, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Oh my God, that's a beautiful one. Winger. Oh my God, I forgot about you. See, I did. Pink Floyd. Oh my God. Pink Floyd was a big thing in high school. Oh my God, that for us that was a big one. James Taylor, yes. Though I love this. We're talking music. Living After Midnight, Rock Until Dawn. I love that kind of stuff. Anyway, I am Big Head and Todd and the Monsters. Okay, so we're at 3:01. I am going to say goodnight. We are leaving on a positive note. That's what I wanted. And I would like to wish you a very good, beautiful rest of your evening, and a lot of love and a lot of light and a lot of care. I don't know why Play It Forward is coming to my mind. That usually is not something I like to get into, but I mean, I do agree with paying it forward. Anyway, Nikki was there other night with me. What are you talking about, dear? Oh yes, last night. No, Friday night. Late horror show is on All Night People YouTube channel. Great old time radio. Yeah, actually, it was pretty good. I didn't get a chance to listen to all. Well, I think I listened to maybe 40 minutes of it. Night Ranger, yes. Yeah, you're very welcome, Shell. And you too, Black Dragon. Much love and respect to you all. Stay safe. Critical thinking, folks. Always remember that critical thinking. Peace, love, and light. Remember to be good to yourself. Deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Release that energy. On that note, take good care of yourselves. Peace, love, and joy. Bye, guys. Oh, we'll be on. I will be on. We will all in the chat. Technically, it will be coming after Wednesday night, so it's not. It's technically Thursday morning. So, anyway, you can. I will post a link for that as soon as I get off of here. Take very good care. Sleep well, my friends. Enjoy your days. Bye, guys.